Tonight, Kamala Harris falls on her sword as the Trump team moves into presidential overdrive.
A Perth grandfather left shaken after being attacked while putting out his bins.
Exclusive: a man recovering in Perth after a terrifying stabbing attack in Bali.
A new twist in the teenage Starvation trial, her father's bombshell evidence.
Under 16s to be banned from social media, whether they like it or not.
And the private health insurance hack that could save you thousands.
Live from Perth, 7 News with Susannah, Carr and Ardon.
Good evening. US Vice President Kamala Harris has been hit with the full, brutal reality of her crushing election loss to Donald Trump, which has left her Democratic Party in crisis.
Trump has now swept all the crucial swing states, won the popular vote and recorded a big jump in support in all key demographics. The landslide left Kamala Harris with no choice today but to fall on her sword.
It's the moment that broke Democratic hearts.
Good afternoon.
If they hadn't already.
But we must accept the results of this election. Earlier today, I spoke with President-elect Trump and congratulated him on his victory.
And it was crushing. Harris humiliated, but still hanging on to this.
My heart is full today, full of gratitude for the trust you have placed in me, full of love for our country. While I concede this election, I do not concede the fight that fueled this campaign.
A campaign that's now being torn to shreds as too woke and distracted.
Far less than 1% of American voters are ever going to have to deal with abortion directly or indirectly. All voters have to deal with inflation.
The economy always ranked number one among voters.
This will truly be the golden age of America.
And at the Bantam Chef in the mountains of North Carolina, they're eating it up.
Feel great. The right man won.
Feeling great. Get this country back where it needs to be.
What was wrong with it before?
Democrats.
I am so proud of the race we ran and the way we ran it.
Which has left many wondering how she couldn't beat a convicted fraudster, felon and sex offender who was impeached twice last time he was in office. But this might explain it. Trump increasing his support among Latinos, a huge gain, as well as black, Asian and women voters. More younger Americans love him too.
Don't ever give up. Don't ever stop trying to make the world a better place. You have power. You have power.
And the long Democratic knives are out. Joe Biden blamed for not letting go earlier, and a policy package that voters weren't buying, handing Republicans the White House, the Senate, and now quite possibly the House of Representatives on a platter.
We owe loyalty not to a president or a party, but to the Constitution of the United States.
From former Democratic presidents, Barack Obama, progress requires us to extend good faith and grace even to people with whom we deeply disagree. And Bill Clinton, we need to solve our problems and seize our opportunities together. The future of our country depends on it.
Many people have told me that God spared my life for a reason. And that reason was to save our country.
Donald Trump's legal nightmares are also dissolving. His arch-enemy, Special Prosecutor Jack Smith, will drop 2 federal cases against him, one for trying to overturn the last election. And the judge who convicted him of fraud for paying off a porn star could now delay sentencing, possibly forever.
We're going to help our country heal.
He's clearly racist, homophobic.
I see him as a dictator.
For now, the Trump team is already interviewing cabinet hopefuls and planning its move into the White House as Kamala Harris throws a few final punches from the canvas.
A fundamental principle of American democracy is that when we lose an election, we accept the results.
Well, this electoral routing is a reality check for Democrats. It's already forcing a hard rethink of a party that's been found to be out of touch and out of step with the majority of Americans.
May God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America. I thank you all.
Let's go to the US Bureau Chief David Woiwod, who's in the nation's capital. David, a massive defeat for the Democrats on multiple fronts. What happens now?
Good evening. Well, Democrats just continue to lick their wounds tonight after this crushing defeat as attention now turns to that transition process. And in just a few hours' time, US President Joe Biden, with that in mind, will be making an address to the nation. Now, it's been confirmed too that President Biden has invited President-elect Trump to the White House in the coming weeks to assist with that transition process. And of course, that is a courtesy that Trump did not afford Biden just 4 years ago. This is really Democrats attempting to take that high road and prove yet again that elections can be run, won and conceded in the United States without chaos and violence.
Thanks, David. 7 News has uncovered damning comments from our Prime Minister about Donald Trump from 3 years ago, which may come back to bite.
Anthony Albanese was trying to turn a page today, picking up the phone to say congratulations to the new Commander-in-Chief.
They've never met in person, but today Anthony Albanese rang Donald Trump for the first time.
And I congratulated him on his election victory.
It was, he says, a constructive conversation, affirming a close and strong relationship.
And I look forward to working with President Trump in the future in the interests of both of our nations.
Including on AUKUS, a far cry from this.
He scares the shit out of me.
And 7 News can reveal these previously unreported remarks to a Perth think tank, criticising
President Trump's incitement of the storming of the Capitol, when President Trump sought to undermine the democratic process.
And slamming Mr Trump's foreign policy.
Under President Trump, we saw the first steps in a retreat by the US from its historical role as the leader of the post-war international order. It appeared the US was no longer interested in being the indispensable power.
Do you feel that you need to apologise for some of the things you've said about Donald Trump in the past?
No, I look forward to working with President Trump.
Kevin Rudd was even more pointed before becoming ambassador to Washington, calling Donald Trump barking mad, nuts, and the most destructive president in history, all deleted from his Twitter feed overnight.
This has been done to eliminate the possibility of such comments being misconstrued.
Foreign Minister Penny Wong confident she's in the clear.
I don't have anything to delete.
Though there is this.
We have seen in recent times a leader who was prepared to damage alliances and partnerships, and that was Donald Trump.
This morning, more diplomatic.
Congratulations to Donald Trump. We certainly look forward to working with him.
And 7 News can reveal that in that conversation today, Donald Trump told Anthony Albanese that the US and irrespective of who has said what about Donald Trump in the past. Sue?
Mark, thank you. Premier Roger Cook hasn't spoken to the President-elect but has sent his congratulations. Jessica Page is at State Parliament, and Jess, the Premier had vocally backed Kamala Harris to win.
He had indeed, Sue, and Roger Cook had even warned that a Trump victory represented a dark road and could even threaten WA jobs, comments the opposition said risked alienating a key ally and trading partner. Now the result is sealed today. Roger Cook congratulated Donald Trump on a successful campaign, but he vowed to keep fighting every day to ensure our state remains strong. Another West Australian was in the inner circle at the Trump victory party in Florida last night. Mining billionaire Gina Rinehart rubbing shoulders with Eric Trump, declaring it the greatest comeback since Grover Cleveland in 1892, and she predicted Donald Trump's second term will bring more prosperity to the USA than ever before, while Defence Industry Minister Paul Papalia this morning dismissed concerns he could unravel the AUKUS pact, insisting that Republicans are on board.
They are solidly behind AUKUS. They are solidly behind Australia. We have a lot of friends right across the American political spectrum in America.
About 10,000 future jobs in WA are depending on that deal to arm Australia with nuclear-powered submarines set to be maintained at Henderson. Rick?
Thanks, Jess. An Armidale grandfather has been dragged from his car and assaulted in a terrifying carjacking. Police say a stranger is behind the opportunistic attack that's left an elderly couple shaken.
An 89-year-old grandfather pushed to the ground during a violent carjacking in Armidale.
A lot of skin that's got tears in it.
Ken and his wife had just pulled into their driveway after going out for lunch on Tuesday afternoon. Seconds later, a man appears and walks towards them. He snatches the keys off Ken.
We pushed and shoved and he got in the car and started it up. And I fought with him there, opened the door 3 or 4 times to try and get him out. But my strength of trying to move someone half my age was pretty hard.
Then reverses out of the driveway, leaving the injured grandfather and his wife standing there, but stops halfway, realising he had forgotten a bag.
He did not speak at all.
Instead hissed at the elderly couple. Ken was taken to hospital for his injured hip and wrist.
Myself, I'm feeling all right. My wife is having a big problem. So that's not good.
This is where the violence started, on nearby Dawson Street. The accused allegedly confronted a 70-year-old man before stealing his mobile phone, just 10 minutes before the carjacking. Police arrested a 32-year-old man in Gosnells, where they found Ken's car.
I'm quite pleased that he's been caught and taken away for a little bit of time to sort himself out.
Rachel Tassakar, 7 News.
A Floreat father accused of starving his only child has made bombshell admissions. The 47-year-old says he kept concerns about his daughter's welfare a secret from his wife, who he controlled. Here's court reporter Cassidy Mosconi.
2 parents accused of neglecting their daughter, but it's been revealed one was in charge. The 47-year-old father admitting under cross-examination he was in control of their only child's care and how the family was run. He testified he only told his wife child protection officers were looking into their daughter's welfare the day before the first medical appointment, where doctors told them they feared for the emaciated teenager's life. He admitted to being verbally abusive in their relationship and controlling her finances, deleting text messages and voicemails, answering her phone and lying about who was calling. The mother breaking down in tears as the revelations came to light. The father adamantly disagreed with doctors' diagnosis that his daughter was at risk of a heart attack, relying on his own research instead, but testifying he did not have a medical degree. This trial is running way off schedule. It's expected to run more than double the amount of time it was originally set down for, with evidence running well into next week. Cassidy Mosconi, 7 News.
There's been another blow for Mineral Resources founder Chris Ellison. The corporate watchdog ASIC has launched a formal investigation into the billionaire's alleged tax dodge scheme. Mr. Ellison is stepping down as the boss of the company after he was found to be abusing his position for his own gain and using an offshore haven to avoid tax. The allegations, involving 4 other executives, relate to an equipment sales scheme through a British Virgin Islands company.
Things are starting to unravel for embattled builder Niche Living. The company has handed its entire construction division over to administrators, just weeks after the state government reached a $40 million rescue deal for abandoned home builds. Cordamentha has been appointed to restructure projects management and construction, Rubik's Future and Building, and the parent company Niche Holdings.
What it does, Madam Speaker, is confirm the importance of the decisions of government to deregister the company, because we had grave concerns as to the viability of the company.
Homeowners with contracts can still pursue their home indemnity insurance claims to pay a new builder, but it puts any civil legal action against Niche Living and its directors in doubt.
'Cause Living and its directors in doubt. 'Cause Living and its directors in doubt. 'Cause Living and its directors in doubt. 'Cause Living and its directors in doubt. 'Cause Living and its directors in doubt. 'Cause Living and its directors in doubt. 'Cause Living and its directors in doubt. 'Cause Living and its directors in doubt. 'Cause Living and its directors in doubt. 'Cause Living and its directors in doubt. 'Cause Living and its directors in doubt. 'Cause Living and its directors in doubt. 'Cause Living and its directors in doubt. 'Cause Living and its directors in doubt. 'Cause Living and its directors in doubt. 'Cause Living and its directors in doubt. 'Cause Living and its directors in doubt. 'Cause Living and its directors in doubt. 'Cause Living and its directors in doubt. 'Cause Living and its Opponents of a southwest tourist resort have seized on the latest climate change figures as evidence the development should not go ahead. They claim 1,000 lives could be at risk from a catastrophic bushfire. Here's Jeff Parry.
Developers have had their eyes on Gnarabup near Margaret River for more than 30 years. The seaside village was established when no one knew any better about bushfires. 2011 taught them a lesson. A bushfire destroyed 39 homes and badly damaged another 26. In Gnarabup, locals fled to the beach to escape the flames. The single road in and out cut off.
When a bad fire does happen, many people get trapped on that one road in, one road out.
While the government constantly warns of longer and fiercer bushfire seasons, the Environmental Protection Authority is currently considering a 5-star resort and residential village. That could add 1,000 extra people in the town over summer. The developer is Saracen Properties, and as 7 News revealed last year, the Department of Fire and Emergency Services rejected the company's bushfire protection strategy as non-compliant.
The EPA doesn't determine issues about fire risk at all. It considers issues about impact on environment.
The Margaret River Shire rates the development properties as extreme fire risk.
It's a dangerous place to live at the best of times, let alone seeing another major resort plonked right inside it.
On Monday, the CSIRO released its annual State of the Climate report, and the news isn't good. Across the southwest, rainfall is at record lows, while temperatures are at record highs. Locals are fighting hard to block the development. The time for public submissions runs out on November 18th.
It's just not somewhere that we need to be adding this large development. There are other sites available.
Saracen Properties Project Director Joel Saraceni has accused the Preserve Gnarabup Group of spreading misinformation, untruths and a long list of twisted claims about the development that's been zoned for the purpose for 20 years. Jeff Parry, 7 News.
Tonight we're celebrating the unsung WA heroes who care and help restore us to good health. And Angela Sun, there are a lot of standout nominees for this year's WA Health Excellence Awards.
Rick, there certainly are. There are top honours across 13 categories, which includes the 7 News Health Hero Award. Members of the public have been helping out with this one. They've put forward almost 100 nominations for frontline workers that they believe have gone above and beyond. We featured some of them in our recent news bulletins, and now it's down to 4 finalists. And I'm looking forward to seeing who is crowned the 7 News Health Hero, along with all the other winners, Sue.
Have a great night, Ange. Thank you. Sam Jolly joins us now, and it looks like a wet end to the week, Sam.
Well, so it could actually be our last bit of rain for a while, so the garden's going to love it. A deepening trough will move through tomorrow. We could get some rain from this. There's a high chance of showers, most likely in the morning and the early afternoon. The chance of a thunderstorm inland in the afternoon, up to 6 millimetres possible for the metro area tomorrow. It was cooler again today. We had a top of 21.6 degrees in the city. Last night it dipped to just 10.7. Our coldest spot this morning was the Swan Valley, just 5 degrees. It was about the same for Ellenbrook. 7 degrees at Perth Airport today, and tops today range from 19 to 24 degrees. So a bit of rain possible then. Of course, it is the weekend and that is looking good. Plus, we have a 30-degree day on the new forecast. I'll have that for you shortly, Rick and Sue.
Thanks, Sam. Next in 7 News, a Bali stabbing attack.
A man slashed in a violent home invasion. The victim is recovering in Perth after emergency surgery. Exclusive details next.
Also ahead, Australian teenagers set to be banned from using social media.
Why the teenage driver accused of nearly killing Nick Campo has elected to go to jail.
And still to come, simple new health insurance hacks helping families save. That's later.
The 7 News app will give you the news you want. Download now.
The teenage driver of the car that claimed the life of Nick Campo has fronted Perth Children's Court and surrendered his bail as a demonstration of his remorse. The 17-year-old is facing an upgraded charge of manslaughter. The family of Nick Campo attended the hearing today.
We weren't expecting this today. A little bit of solace, a little bit of happiness that the perpetrator won't be sleeping in his own bed tonight.
The teenager will be taken into custody. His family was visibly upset as they left court this morning.
A yoga instructor is recovering in Perth after a terrifying stabbing attack in Bali. The 39-year-old was asleep when he was woken by the sound of an armed intruder in his home. Francesca Danuccio has this exclusive report.
A broken hand, nerve damage and 2 cut tendons, but Joe's injuries could have been a lot worse.
I was sleeping in bed with my girlfriend and I wake up to an intruder, tried to tackle him, and in that last moment I recognised he was holding a big knife. So instinct was just to grab the blade of the knife.
It's 2:30 a.m. in Joe's Bali home.
I finally win it over, I throw it under the bed and then run out to the living room. He picks up a picture frame, smashes it over my head.
The masked intruder makes off with Joe's laptop, 3 phones, motorbike keys and his passport in a not-so-smooth escape.
Just thankful to be alive. Yeah, really. You wouldn't expect something like that to happen.
Joe was treated at a local hospital but flew home to undergo 4 critical surgeries. The 39-year-old has been living between Bali and Australia for the past 7 years, running his own business as a yoga instructor. It's going to be some time before Joe can get back to Bali. He's facing months of rehabilitation here at Sir Charles Gardner Hospital before he's physically fit. It's the mental scars from the brutal attack that could take much longer to heal.
Struggle to turn the light off at night because get the images.
A GoFundMe has been set up to help cover medical and emergency document costs as Joe faces a long stretch to recovery. Francesca Danuccio, 7 News.
In a world first, the Albanese government is moving to ban social media for teenagers under 16. While the Prime Minister admits it won't be foolproof, he claims it will give parents the upper hand to keep children from harm.
Parents who carry the real pain, the tragic impact of social media. Rob Evans' daughter Liv took her own life at 15.
The downward spiral that she went on with social media around her body image.
Greta says her anorexia was fuelled by toxic images online.
When you're 14, you're insecure and so you're just so vulnerable.
Their campaign to protect children direct to the Prime Minister.
124,000 signatures that we now have.
This one's for the mums and dads.
Announcing new laws to ban social media for kids under 16.
I want parents to be able to say, sorry mate, it's against the law.
Banned even if they already have an account, and even if parents say it's okay. There'd be no penalties for users.
The onus will be on social media platforms to demonstrate they are taking reasonable steps to prevent access.
The penalties for platforms that don't are still to be revealed, with a trial on the best way to verify someone's age while protecting their privacy is still to be finalised. It goes to National Cabinet tomorrow, Parliament later this month, to take effect in a year. The opposition has long called for a ban.
We want to ensure that the legislation is strong, that there aren't loopholes.
Social media giants arguing kids do need to learn how to use it.
Banning teenagers from social media is a 20th century response to 21st century challenges.
For Liv's dad, it's change to give children a chance.
These laws would have protected her.
Paul Kadak, 7 News.
A mother in her late 60s is facing bombshell drug trafficking charges.
Police seize a stockpile of cocaine, the haul destined for racegoers at the Melbourne Cup Carnival.
The clever health insurance hacks that can save families thousands of dollars.
Reagan makes a surprise career call, hear from Australia's most infamous Olympian.
And the surge in parcels being stolen as online sales ramp up ahead of Christmas. That's next.
Is there any? A North Perth man who admitted to stabbing a stranger in a case of mistaken identity has avoided more jail time. Prosecutors say the 25-year-old retaliated after seeing his housemate being dragged by a car in a hit-and-run incident in November last year. It was revealed the victim was a Good Samaritan and not the driver of the car. He was handed a suspended sentence.
Police have seized a sizable haul of cocaine they say was destined for racegoers at the Melbourne Cup Carnival. One of the alleged traffickers is a mother in her late 60s.
Marched out in handcuffs, this Melbourne senior citizen is accused of trafficking commercial quantities of cocaine and ketamine.
Yeah, this was a profitable, well-organised drug syndicate.
Police say the woman's son is one of the ringleaders behind drug sales on our streets that had a stockpile of cocaine destined for the Melbourne Cup.
Anytime there's festivals or something like the Spring Carnival, there certainly tends to be a bit of a trend towards proactivity.
Detectives say syndicate members were making more than $15,000 cash a day.
It was a well-organised, as I say, and profitable business, and we're very pleased that we've been able to stop that syndicate in its tracks today.
The bust saw 13 arrests, $1.4 million worth of drugs and proceeds of crime seized, including several cars. During one warrant, this bag of cocaine worth $40,000 was thrown from a 16-storey apartment building in a desperate bid to get rid of it.
A quantity of cocaine was thrown out of a high-rise building, narrowly missing one of our investigators.
Even though this alleged drug cartel has been taken down, Victoria Police say the fight to dismantle other syndicates is far from over.
If you are involved in that, don't be surprised if we're knocking on your door at some stage.
Cassie Zervos, 7 News.
The Google searches of an accused killer have been laid bare in the WA Supreme Court. Andre Rebello is charged with murdering his mother Colleen for $1 million life insurance payout.
Police say Andre Rebello tried to delete his search history, but he couldn't hide from the digital forensics team. Sergeant Troy Coombe found Google searches for WA death records, medical terminology for brain aneurysms, how to identify and match fonts, and how to send spoof emails. Spoofs are emails sent from fake addresses. The state says all this was to create a false death record that Andre sent to an insurance company to try and speed up a payout for Colleen Rebello's life insurance. Rebello admits to fraud but denies murdering his mother. Police also examined Colleen Rebello's computer. They found no evidence she researched or bought life insurance policies online, but her son's computer revealed dozens of searches for different companies. The prosecution says payouts totalling more than $1 million were motive for murder. Rebello's debts were spiralling as he tried to keep up with the luxury lifestyle he portrayed online with influencer girlfriend Grace Piscopo. His lawyer pointing out Grace also had access to the computer, highlighting searches for handbags, perfume and hair extensions. An effort to cast doubt in this long-running trial. Lucy Murray, 7 News.
Still to come tonight, a ray gun's big move.
Hear from the breaker who broke the internet, why the Olympian has called it quits.
A surge in porch pirates targeting Christmas parcels.
Plus, we take you inside Bluey's world, the new experience for families.
And coming up in sport, no luck again for Cam Bancroft, but at least he went down swinging. Plus, the Demons aim for a fresh start.
E-scooter crackdown. The push for new rules and council trials to keep riders and pedestrians safe. Plus, it's murder on the dance floor. Sophie Ellis-Bextor is live at Brekkie Central. Start with Sunrise tomorrow morning. Now, Fuel Watch. Perth's petrol prices brought to you by Fuel Watch and 7 News.
Taking a look at the markets now, and the ASX 200 closed up 27 points today. Shares in Sigma Healthcare soared 25% after its merger with Chemist Warehouse was approved. Gold is trading at $2,667 an ounce. Iron ore is $104 a tonne. One Australian dollar is currently buying 66 US cents.
A world-first Bluey experience has finally opened its doors. Fans of the hit TV show now have a chance to step into the lives of their favourite blue healers.
4-year-old Charlotte meets Bluey and bingo. The
The world's most famous healer family wowing fans in Brisbane, posing for photos before heading inside to throw open the doors of Bluey's world.
And that is Bluey's house. We're about to head inside Bluey's world right now.
The 70-minute immersive experience takes people through the hit TV show's iconic Queenslander, brought to life in Bluey's hometown, Brisbane.
Where is Bluey? Where's Bluey go?
I can't think of another series or movie that represents Australia and Brisbane, Queensland better than Bluey.
These families the first through at the soft opening this morning.
We're from Melbourne. We happened to be here this week for holidays and I thought it was opening today, so we go home tomorrow, so we just made it.
And it was hard to say who was more wackadoo for Bluey, the kids or the adults. Mum Rain says Bandit and Chili have helped show that parents aren't perfect.
There's a scene where she goes, I just need 20 minutes. I feel like it really resonates to that.
Bluey's World officially opens on Tuesday, and that's when more of the magic that awaits inside will be revealed. Tickets start around $50 bucks and are available until September next year, meaning there's plenty of chances to grab a mate and step inside Bluey's world. Rosanna Kingson, 7 News.
Parcel theft is surging ahead of the holiday season. New research from Finder estimates nearly 22,000 parcels bought during Black Friday sales will be stolen. It found 4 million Australians have had their mail lost or stolen in the past year. Online customers are being urged to send deliveries to secure locations.
There'll be no encore from Reagan, with the Olympian vowing to never compete again. Her unexpected retirement has shone a light on the dark side of fame that's followed her in the wake of her controversial Paris performance.
It was really upsetting because I felt like I just didn't have any control over how people saw me or who I was.
The 37-year-old blames the backlash for her decision.
Health insurance fine print that can save you thousands. Still to come, the hidden loophole most people don't know about that can help drive premiums down. Don't miss that story soon on 7 News.
But first, Barra has sport, and what's this about painting Freo purple, Barra?
Well, that's what the AFL wants from Dockers fans. Rick and Sue on Saturday. Let's see what happens. That's next. Plus, who wants to open for Australia? Cam Bancroft goes down swinging today. Does no one want Dave Warner's spot in the test team? And Max Gawn's scary plan for the Demons next season. Our exclusive interview after the break. Good evening. WA's Cam Bancroft has missed another chance to secure his spot at the top of the Aussie order for the first test against India right here in Perth. Bancroft dismissed for just 3 today as Nathan McSweeney also failed to fire. Michael Neser took 4 wickets though. McSweeney was elevated to open the batting.
Oh, good shot from McSweeney.
And early on he was hitting them all around the MCG.
Another short one. Wow, what a shot that was.
Cover drives, pull shots. The 25-year-old from Brisbane looked right at home.
That is a shot of a man in form.
Pencilled in to be our next opener, the Biro isn't out just yet. This on 14.
There's the edge and he's out.
His rival for the job,
Harris.
Marcus Harris, unbeaten on 26, chasing 161. WA's Cam Bancroft now just a long shot to open for Australia.
Again, wide on the crease. It's short and it's pulled away straight to forward square leg. Bancroft's out.
No luck again, pulling straight to mid-wicket and out for 3. And after McSweeney sent India A in, third ball.
Each one gets a nasty one there. He's caught.
Michael Neser extinguishing any questions about who's our next Aussie bowler.
He's gone first ball. Michael Neser, he's on a hat-trick.
In just 16 balls of chaos, Boland and Neser skiddled India A.
Neser with 3. India 4 for 11 in just the third over.
The big Queenslander finishing with 4 for 27. Hopefully his summer isn't finished though. Cruelly cut down by a hamstring injury. And ahead of Australia's clash with Pakistan in the one-day games, Jake Fraser-McGurk is refusing to dial things back.
You know, the game's changing and that's sort of the way we want to play our cricket, is really take on those first 10 overs instead of sort of, you know, scrapping to 240, 250, which aren't really winnable scores.
Game 2's on tomorrow in Adelaide. To footy, and Melbourne captain Max Gawn is taking inspiration from what the Hawks were able to do when they revamped their leadership group. The Demons skipper eager to put the club's recent dramas behind him.
For years, when you've thought Melbourne leadership, you've thought Max Gawn, but that's all about to change.
I mean, you look at how dangerous Hawthorn have been with Gen Z leading the way. Let's throw some power behind our Gen Z guys and see if we can follow suit. And we're going to have different people within our leadership group. We've got to empower our young guys.
The recent club review identifying a void under the 5-year skipper. Leadership will be a focus on the Demons camp in country Victoria starting day 1 of pre-season. A chance to refresh with President and CEO gone.
We're not the 21-22 Demons anymore. We've got to look forward, and maybe the blessing in disguise of Gary leaving is we can look forward to this completely new clean slate of we are this new form of Melbourne Demons.
While some things change, some stay the same. The Demons will need Christian Petrarca and Clayton Oliver at their best if they're to return to finals. They'll face teammates on November 25, having both explored a trade. Oliver meeting Geelong.
His name got thrown up, so be it. He comes back. We're all still friends. Clayton is number 1 on the list for people that want to turn Clayton Oliver's form back around. It's a dangerous asset to have because he overtrains as it is, so someone like Clayton Oliver who wants to get himself back to being the best player in the comp, which I think he was probably in that conversation, it's going to be a dangerous little proposition for him.
Mitch Cleary, 7 News.
And Dockers fans have been urged to paint the town purple when Freo host Essendon in a sudden death elimination final at Fremantle Oval. The Dockers will go into the game as favourites and are hoping for a full house on Saturday afternoon. If you can't get there and paint the town purple, the game is live and free on 7 from 4 p.m. A 3-year-old filly is the toast of Flemington tonight after a crushing win in the Oaks. With Damien Lane on board in the dark green silks, Treasure the Moment started favourite and proved way too classy in the Group 1 feature.
Powers of Opal won't get there. Treasure the Moment. It's one to savour. Treasure the Moment won the Oaks.
I can't really put it into words. I'm shaking, but it was a painless watch, and it's a dream to win a Group 1 in this week.
It's the filly's first race over 2,000 metres, adding significant value to her breeding future. And Steph Curry was back to his best against the reigning champs Boston, scoring 27 points.
Curry all the time, nails it! Steph Curry again from downtown.
From downtown, the Warriors went on to win their 5th game in a row, while Melbourne's Dyson Daniels helped Atlanta to a 5-point win over New York. And Rick and Sue, the Scorchers women's team struggling a little bit at the Wacker tonight. The game's live on 7 Mate if you want to catch it. But our good mate Justin Langer doing very well in commentary, Rick.
Maybe he should be back opening for Australia. Thanks, Barich. A little-known private health insurance hack could save families thousands of dollars a year.
Some parents are kicking kids off the family policy too soon, which means they're missing out on serious savings.
Mother Christina has cracked a health insurance loophole.
It'll save a lot of people a lot of money.
She took advantage of a little-known change allowing children to remain on their parents' policy until they turn 31.
So they've cancelled their other policies and they're with me now. It does help. Every dollar helps.
Many health insurers have kept quiet about the money-saving opportunity. Health plans for singles can cost up to 161% more than a family plan.
For an average family of 4, so parents and 2 adult children, you could save up to $1,700 a year being on a family policy.
The savings increase with each eligible child to up to $7,000 for 4 children.
Not only can you save quite a lot of money as a family, you can actually afford to take out better coverage for everyone.
Adult kids don't need to live with their parents or even be in the same state to stay on the family plan. But they can't be married in a de facto relationship or have any children.
I was quite happy because I didn't think that they'd be able to cover Tiana because she was living out of home, but no, they did.
There's only one warning.
Making sure that your adult kids are willing to cough up their part of their health insurance and those parents aren't covering it themselves.
Georgia Holland, 7 News.
Sam Jolly's back and it's nearly summer, but we could get some showers tomorrow morning, Sam.
That's right, Rick. Up to 6 millimetres of rain, most likely earlier in the day. Some parts might get an afternoon thunderstorm as well. I'll have those details next. Welcome back. It was cooler than average again today. We had a top of 21.6 degrees in the city last night. It dipped to 10.7. Right now it is 17 degrees. The winds are 13 kilometres an hour. A deepening trough could bring showers across the metro area tomorrow, most likely in the morning and the early afternoon. As the day goes on, the showers will push inland across the wheat belt into the south interior and the south coast. Not big falls, but there could be isolated falls up to 15 millimetres. Then it's looking dry north of Geraldton and hot and stormy in our top end. Looking at the national forecast, sunny and 24 for Canberra tomorrow, possible storm in Brisbane and morning showers in Adelaide, 21. Taking a look at the forecast, we're getting down to 12 tonight with a top of 23 tomorrow. We could get up to 6 millimetres of rain in the morning and the early afternoon and possibly an afternoon thunderstorm inland. Then it does clear for the weekend. A partly cloudy 25 Saturday, sunny and 26 on Sunday, sunny and 27 on Monday, 26 Tuesday, then it warms up 28 on Wednesday, and we have a sunny top of 30 degrees next Thursday. And we have some special milestones this evening. Happy anniversary to Margaret and Donald Hunter, married on this day at St Hilda's Anglican Church 65 years ago. Lots of love from their 5 children, 12 grandchildren, especially Lockie, who works with us here on 7 News, and their 9 great-grandchildren. Also celebrating tonight, Giuseppe and Madalena Duva. They were married at Santa Clara Church in Bentley 60 years ago. They have 4 children, 10 grandchildren, 1 great-grandchild and another on the way. And we have another diamond anniversary this evening. Happy 60th wedding anniversary to Eleanor and Wayne Tarr of East Perth. Lots of love from all their family and friends, and congratulations to all our couples. Now here's Mark Lacroix with your boating and fishing details. But first we're going to take a look at the Perth 4-wheel drive and adventure show. That starts tomorrow at McCallum Park. One big outdoor event over 3 days with everything you could ever need for your next adventure. You can find more information at perth4wheeldriveshow.com.au. Now let's go to Mark Lacroix.
Well, we're coming into one of the best times of year to be around the water in WA. Let's check out what's happening. Expect south to southeasterly winds 15 to 20 knots, tending south to southwesterly 15 to 25 knots in the middle of the day. Seas 1 to 2 metres and a southwesterly swell 1 to 1.5 metres. The high tide in Mandurah is at 12:39am, the low's around 1:30pm. Time's about an hour earlier in Freo. If you're keen on a surf, tomorrow morning should be alright while there's some east in the wind. Go early and try Melrose, Ledge Point or The Spot for a wave that'll suit the conditions. If you're wetting a line, King George and Sand Whiting have been good off South Freo, Stragglers and Windmills. The west end of Rotto's fish well for tuna and big Samson fish. And the north and south moles have produced squid, herring and tailor. And check out these awesome viewer pics. Tim McKinley and his dad Kane bagged this absolute monster cray before work off Mindarie. Aiden scored this pair of ripper snapper fishing from the cliffs at Dirk Hartog Island. And have a look at Stacey Jones, 10 kilo, 83 centimetre red emperor he reeled in off the Rosemary Islands. Awesome work guys, you and your family have also hooked yourself a $200 service voucher from Automasters. Drop us a line to fishing@7.com.au for your chance to win an Automasters voucher too. Well, hopefully you have plans to get out and about on the water. Enjoy, and I'll catch you again tomorrow night.
Thank you, Mark. Now we are heading to the full draw of tonight's $20 million Powerball jackpot. Good luck.
Good evening, Summer Burke here and welcome to tonight's Powerball draw number 1486. Here with me as always are our draw officials and government supervisor. If you won Division 1 in Powerball, you could do almost anything. I hope you're ready because the total Division 1 prize pool tonight, if won, is a whopping $20 million. To win the Division 1 prize, you'll need to match all 7 winning numbers plus the Powerball. Here come our first lucky numbers now, and they are 15 and 26. How will you be celebrating if you score that coveted Division 1 prize? From travelling the world to throwing the party of a lifetime, you really could do just about anything. Wouldn't it be nice? Hopefully you have these next numbers, 3 and 33. Now, if there is no Division 1 winner, the Powerball prize pool will jackpot to a mind-blowing $30 million in next week's draw. So make sure you grab your Powerball ticket each week. And of course, best of luck. To be very happy tonight, you will want to check off ball number 31, 23 and ball number 32. Now on to the all-important Powerball. While we wait, let's recap those numbers. We have 15, 26, 3, 33, 31, 23, 32, and the Powerball is number 6. Well, I certainly hope they were your winning numbers. You can also check your entry in-store, online or via the app. Congratulations and good night.
And that's 7 News Live across WA on this spring Thursday. We'll be back with updates throughout the evening.
The latest from 7 News is at 10:50. Enjoy the rest of your night here on 7.